Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So, does your cat often pass on the actual cat food and instead go straight for the gravy in the wet cat food, or that jelly in the tube, or jelly used as a food topper? And before we get ahead of our skis here, yes indeed, I said jelly. It's like a gelatin snack. Cats can lick it, sort of like a popsicle. The jelly usually has tiny pieces of meat inside. Grab yourself a quick Google search if you want to know more about cat jelly. I know Destiny's Child did a song about jelly about 20 years ago, but that was a different type of jelly. I'm just about certain of it. Just about certain. At any rate, the juice in wet cat food, the liquid, the gravy, the jelly instead of the actual meats. If your cat prefers that other, let's call it, there's a good chance that flavor additives play a huge role, as many cat foods contain flavor boosters. You know, to make that chicken just a little more chickeny. Chickeny. Well, that chicken flavor lives in the juice, the gravy, the jelly, not so much in the actual meat itself, not always, but sometimes. These additives can serve as the bait on the hook. The goal is to attract the cat, your cat, any cat, to eat the rest. And if your cat just isn't a big fan of the wet cat food in general, the texture of the wet cat food, there's an even greater chance that they'll just pass up the food itself and go straight for the gravy or that jelly. It's also worth noting that dental health can play a role in your cat's selection. This is often seen in senior cats. The chewing aspect. Even soft foods can be a difficult chore for some cats. If the pain of chewing is just a bit too much, that juice, the gravy, and the jelly, it's just an easier route. Some nice flavors without all that discomfort. Some cats, they just like the juices. This is actually very common. However, if your once chew-happy cat wants nothing to do with food and only licks the gravy, please take your cat to the vet, as there could be more to the story than meets the eye. Additionally, from a nutritional standpoint, it's important to get your cat on track in terms of a diet. Perhaps your pet isn't eating solid foods because they're just not a fan of the product. Once again, consult your vet and ask about various dietary options. Happy and healthy. That's what you're going for here. Mealtime needs to be a fun time, but it also needs to be, quite obviously, a greater purpose. It must serve a critical need. And just living on gravy and jelly should not be the only option. So, is your cat a big fan of the gravy or the jelly? Is it difficult to get your pet to actually consume wet food, or even dry food for that matter? If you have a story to share and perhaps positive advice that could help others, please drop me a line in the comment section below.